this world now.
One big ball of confusion with no fusion of facts. Just delusions, maps, illusions, gaps, Macy's, Nordstroms, to fill the boredom of existence. While this mortal life is consistent of pissing away our whole mission. Militant madmen get burned by the system, so now they're sniping innocent citizens with skills they learned definitively. Pretending this ain't a problem ain't solving shit. A man who's broke needs a fix, so he robs someone who's rich. That's why the government invests in protection and jail suspension. They're just trying to keep the common man fenced in. But a lesson can be learned when we check our history. And the common man is gaining speed on that revolutionary steed. When the Romans funded army for war to flex their power, the poor and ignored workers overthrew the rich cowards. We're only as strong as our weakest link. A boat with holes is gonna sink. It don't float, what you think? Ask the bourgeoisie French who couldn't keep their seeds fed. They took the king's wife and guillotined her head. I don't know when it's gonna happen, but I can see it coming. Cause there's death and destruction while baby Bush is hosting luncheons. When the function of the majority of the world's population slaves and toils for the minority's compensation, that's an imbalance that only ends in violence. The malice ends the silence. To break free the equals talents, that's an imbalance that only ends in violence. The malice ends the silence. To break free the equals talents.
Reality. Because, you know, how can you get a grasp of your own life and take any kind of control of your own experience if you don't know who you are, where you are, or the nature of the world you're living in?
And when the dust clears, we have to be there with solution in hand. One world, one earth, one man.
Please wait until the tape has come to a complete halt before embarking on your journey back into reality.
Concentration, contemplation, concentration, contemplation, concentration, contemplation.
And Mystik, spiritually, mentally, and physically.
When I run up on an average motherfucker, he cannot begin to comprehend the level of this type of slang. It's way beyond his reach, like a zenith, like a peak that you know you cannot climb it. Mission accomplished, next assignment. You need alignments and some refinement. Go and look for stuff, but don't come back until you find it. Many die before they know just who they are. You got a wife that's not in love with you, but honey loves your car and all the diamonds and the things you got for her. You got what you deserve, and now it's time to serve. A hell upon the earth, you know the truth can hurt. More than giving birth, this time I take a long hard look at exactly where you stand. You got one foot in the concrete and the other stuck in sand. You're not going anywhere anytime soon. The number one reason is the ego like a balloon. You're not going anywhere, yo, anytime soon. Velvet glove that you love, obey and trust. Then an iron fist comes along and then you crush reality. Why is it you felt to see that they got you?
Mentally, and physically.
I realize God works in mysterious ways. From time to time I get a clue to get through, and it pays to listen to my inner submission, my gut feeling. The world's so trying and the world's so revealing. At a young age, hit the stage, media blitz. America bites the young, take a swallow, then it shits on everyone it can. Filipino, black to Cuban, and all of Son of Man getting crushed by Son of Uncle Sam. Damn, days go on and on. Dreams evaporate like the water on the lawn. I think I'm overdrawn. I'm living way beyond my means. A day later, dollar short is always how it seems.
Levitating like a pebble on a pond. I got the knack for rising up above and never be a pawn that could be manipulated. I'll do all manipulating. To call the shit original will be an understatement of the third degree. You're not better than me, so I don't. You listen to me and stop trying to do me, cause you never ever win with your tricks and wicked ways. Stage, phase, labyrinth and a maze. You're stuck in all of them at once and simultaneously dying. Peace to Bob, original Iron Lion Zion. From the mountaintops all the way on down to the bedrock. Like a Hiroshima, Nagasaki bomb, we stop the clock. Velvet glove that you love, obey and trust. Then an iron fist comes along and then you crush reality. Why is it you felt to see that they got you?
Mentally, and physically. And mysticism. Spiritually, mentally, and physically. And mysticism. Spiritually, mentally, and physically. Spiritually, mentally, and physically.
This black Madonna, she fortifies us. She makes us strong. She gives us the bitter or tonifying acid. So we are sweet, sour, yeah, we are salty, we are salty.
An exciting game. Take a breather, take time to play. Whether blue skies or skies are gray, enjoy the sunshine or the rain. From the base of my spine, it's rising flames to shock the Shiva inside my brain. Chi life force flowing through my veins. Flesh is spiritualized and changed to a rainbow body. I can fly away, dematerialize my frame, rematerialize just the same. Spiritual beings on a physical plane, self-limited, imprisoned and changed. Victors train, victims complain. Visions came when the mystic sprayed. Chanting Radha and Krishna's name. Go with the flow, but against the grain. We came to remove suffering and pain and a mundane stain, covering the aim of life. Bliss unrestrained, bubbling over, can't be contained. Abundant energy can't be drained. Me and you, who not cool, sphere and cube, yin and yang. You can go to hell, go astray. Who cares when God's everywhere anyway? Rise, raise, emanate every day. I gain prana as I solar gaze.
Lead with your spirit, follow your heart. Om Gam Ganapati Namaha. Rock your talk and finish what you start. Om Gam Ganapati Namaha.
Dersham Navajate, Sitam, Dersha, Pravartate, Gate, Parasangate, Bodhisvaha. Bhagavan gone beyond all Vishnanas, Buddha knowledge in you and all of us. The womb with lost men, Tagata Garba, illusion dropping samsara, falling in Statsuma Dharma, move to the karma, streams of consciousness, transmuted card to cut, quasars combust, dust, flickering divination. This is dependent origination, begin with an end of opinions, bases, preconceptions, projections, waste of efforts, actions, means we're taking. We breathe with patience, whole body engaged through the nights we raise up. Namaste, son, levitate on quarks. Yeah, Kuan Yin and Leviathan, grow to the force of human importance. Be what you are and see the source is the same. No game contained a boundless form is empty of your mental prowess. I'll shit on your systems of ignorance, violence, sword of pride. Real wisdom is silent, not selling, so don't buy it.
When he, the highest self, is in union with the body, the senses, and the mind.
And it's terribly important in human character for there to be a blend of materialism and mysticism.
Spirit in the flesh. Head in the stars, feet on the earth.
You're on a journey to open your inner door.
We're here on Earth only a few winters. Then we go to the spirit world. The spirit world is more real than most of us believe. The spirit world is everything.
See, you can't love my music if you love reality, you know.
But it has to do with you breaking down the conditioning that has kept you from seeing the greater reality that we live in.
Spirit mind is mystical.
Elevate your mind until you're taken to another place.
but it has to do with you breaking down the conditioning that has kept you from seeing the greater reality that we live in.
If these words amount to little more than a ripple upon the shore of humanity's massive chessboards, then what am I speaking for in this ocean of 1,000 deafening ears? Muted by the silence of 1,000 breathless peers, all these faces cast their shadows upon the photoreceptive elements of my 35mm makeshift mind. Mangled mannerisms mixed with holographic vision in an effort to explain the very essence of the prism. Welcome to my darkened photo amalgam cortex, latent deep within my pinhole camera fortress. Slice the frame to reconstruct this vital spiral vortex, reconnecting with the contents of our collective conscious. Catacombs composing the expansive corridor of convoluted chromosomes, developing like Kodachrome to resonate the palindrome of 7 sacred tones. Join us if you go to church inside of headphones. I stand alone upon the shores of humanity's existence, advancing through the darkness with the power of the sentence. Vibratory stimulus constructed so relentless, forever in the form of an antiquated apprentice, calibrating congruent cataclysmic crescendos. This is for the ones staring out the open windows. Every time I look I see another picture painted, slightly dissipated, isolated idioms. Flowering through the centers of my chakras and meridians, here I am again, in the clutches of oblivion, completed and consistent to the translucent blueprint, harmonies of creation, 7 octaves to salvation. There is no limitation to my spiritual elevation, to my spiritual elevation. I said there is no limitation to our spiritual elevation, to your spiritual elevation.
The holographic shell imposes on the current fluid movement too polluted for disillusion, confusion, solution, refusing to reflect a more in-depth approach I'm viewing. 7 octaves resonate, energy to rejuvenate, accumulate the essence of a non-superficial presence. The contents of your conscious left you knee deep in your nonsense, complicating synchronized natural existing oscillations to the point of never recovering distorted pixelations. Now we're facing everlasting reality of our consequences. Confidence is brought on through blocking specific incidents. The innocence of walking through life is merely participants. Give me some distance for this personified extension filter. Agitated visuals, antiquated residuals, a sporadic somatic separation of life from physical, delivering abundance of what was potential meaning. Ethereal believing will be the thought you're receiving. Entrapment of this labyrinth will amount to nothing more. Knowing is silence, so what am I speaking for?
It appeared to me in the silence of the voices screaming in my head. Interpretations of the words was leaving my self-conscious dead. Instead of leaving, I just stayed comprehending the deceiving, receiving strategic blueprints of sediments and brainwaves concaving into an explosion, erosion of commotion, arousing the awareness of the intricate life forms and higher power discussing my existence in comparison to the last second and every hour, taking up like shower in ambivalence, always knowing life is to be led, ambiguous, stimulus is stimulating, then evaporating every time I'm concentrating. So please give me a social sedative and let me enroll my tongue. The words that I will speak will probably affect me. Take it as it comes, hold it and conceal it, barely reveal it. I probably proceed to beat my mind with a voice. It's my own choice, so I'll speak it every choice. I'm constantly flickering in and out of different states of being, perceiving life as a very confusing and complex stream. Lost in nothingness, pushed and pulled the levers, but they ceased to persist. I couldn't resist the temptation to cease to exist.
My idea of intrusion is abusing your right to your illusions. Take the red pill for insanity, clarity and confusion. The placebo for your fantasy, blasphemy and institution. The way I think isn't for everyone's choosing. I've only been in certain situations. My day-to-day is killing me slowly, hardly noticing the decay within. I'm holding aces in this poker game. Too bad I'm not playing above the norm. I don't get chills and no one knows my name. A lonely soldier is a dead man in the trenches. My incentive to live is like survival. The objective getting tested by the media with fallacies. Take you back to the fantasy from the placebo that you've ingested. It's a cold world and even colder if you don't have a blanket to cover you. They wonder who's behind the curtain. Searching answers frantic. Imagination is like an overpowered magnet that attracts and repels at the same time, so you stay
stagnant, bolted in place. Behold the face molded and shaped, encoded by the state, fate chosen by the system. So methodical, screams audible, sitting mapping my position, reacting to fact and fiction like they're one and the same. Never out one in this death game. My next train, cause Big Brother is watching and there's no stopping it. Just a part of this elaborate labyrinth construct, and we stuck masquerading like the masters, more likely to captain the psyche's a fraction, living like immobile mechanisms for the good of the machine. The mighty machine committed to feeding me dreams while it's bleeding me clean. I retreat, fleeing the scene, waiting for the right moment to strike. When I unlock the box, barricaded, interrogated intelligence. Who's telling it? Draw my own lines to the relevant, personal, applicable. Label me non-trickable. I never play the monkey in the middle. That's despicable. Personal, applicable. Label me non-trickable. I never play the monkey in the middle. That's despicable. Can't take what's mine and shake my mind.
So what now?
What now?
I put put my records on the shelf. I pay my dues, lost all that I could lose and still don't feel right. What now?
I pay my bills and pray to God I got a house, car, kid, wife, and it just don't feel right.
What now?
I work out and eat right, study till my brain hurts, but still it don't feel right.
No matter how hard I try, I still can't accept the fact. No matter what I do, I still don't feel right.
Still unstably false, lost to lose cause, coasting on the lost cause. Blood grip, blue blood, red love. Life leaves me gangbanging, righteous life. To persevere through mics as a device to fight, seeking the life through Christ, following past the flight. But my feet are planted with pits, keeping sanctions high. Flap the wings and lavish wisdom to be blown. For the Lord is my shepherd that I'm not yet known. With the grace of my life, there's mercy from the evil. Population density, influence impossible equals. Gobbling green bees on the people swallowing seeds. So we can't grow, people are weak, stand close and stay strong. Well knit like a blanket of community. The world is a disease, and the love is the immunity. Pure cure life, clean as a whistle is the thistle of a rose. Not a poke your attention, bleeding morals. Painting murals of what you mention. Watch what you say before you even say it. Lesson to be learned, educated, asking your question. That's been eating at your soul like a curse. Quest the thirst for the truth on the planet will be my first blessing. I see operating view, vision, moderate a few living properties before I make a move, stepping into a zone unfamiliar to who. So what now?
Directrix, the media line in a trajectory of fire. For
only one that got my back is me. You can't trust every face you see. The only one that got my back is me. The only other one is the G.O.D. Got my back is me. Smiling in my face, but you're full of hate, me. And my only other homie is these beasts.
Receive a reality check. And listen or not, it will be twisting your plot.
Listen to me, if you will. Your fantasies will get you killed. Reality is what is real.
Let me plug you to reality.
Cause and effect are often separated by time and space. This is why humanity has such a very difficult time understanding the relationship between their behavior and the state that is manifesting in their reality.
Everything happened for a reason. They say. But it happened for a reason. Everything happened for a reason. If Christ is in the session, the lesson is weaved in. I'm a teacher and an archivist, archangel, spiritual artist with scars and shit. From the heart it gets darker than the deepest water gets. The flow is clean, chlorine, screen, drug free your bugs. Jump in the baptismal pool. I got a rap to give a fool that will prep them for sainthood. The natural is the easy one. Hold your hand straight and pain good. Make a picture unfold. Tell a scripture untold and pray for the best. Spend every day both. Forget days of rest. Carpe diem. If they move and we see them closing in, wishing them in the position we be in. New to your radar, old to the craft. Create a smash with old car crash. We leave and thrash. Ruthless rich on the track, put the gas on smash. Watching these wet curves with no lanes to pass. Everything happened for a reason. They say.
It was our choice to come into this reality at this time.
But it happened for a reason. Everything happened for a reason. They say.
God moved. The spirit came into activity. In this light came creation of that which in the earth came to be matter.
We mimic God's spokens with our speeches. Our bars are oceans with the deepest spiritual notions. Revolt motion, beep this lyrically potent, jolting tokens and secrets, the dopest potions and teachings. I open you a thesis of hope and freedom. Toke them and breathe in. Universes expand with my words like the sands of time observed in an hourglass replenished by an endless desert. I span the minds of birds like owls that flap bended stretches of wings as they blessedly sing that nest in spring. I connect with stingrays, praying mantises and specters that spring from the graves of ancient Atlantis. I patiently answer every question they bring with lectures on how things were made by our sapient ancestors. Homo sapien was a man's descendant. We were biogenically spliced. They cryogenically iced the first prototypes so they could nurse and control our life. The Garden of Eden was the start of our freedom when the snake offered Eve the fruit that was the seed of truth.
I sigh and look to the sky. Divination, releasing my inner light, my inner light. Unleashing my soul. Preservation to spiritual motion of the cosmos.
Like bearer manifesting blessings like miracles wired to the physical. Don't believe your visuals, we're seeing is believing. Then I would have lost faith, but the feeling I'm receiving is revealing my grace. Higher frequencies are reaching me and teaching me to unleash my inner beast on those indecently. Proposing a toast to wholesome police states. No need for police in a world without snakes who stimulate crime rates, manipulating weak minds. Origins of sin going way back in time. I design light beams shining bright for others. We're from the same source, now on earth we're brothers. Our civilized ancestors conquered the map. Before that, indigenous cultures didn't understand lack. What they had, they shared, they cared for Mother Earth. If one harmed another, they'd remind them of his worth. They nurtured the spirit so they became rich. And now we invented money, people poor as shit. But we're fully equipped, captains of our own ship. On this ocean of spiritual motion we flow with.
I sigh and look to the sky. Divination, releasing my inner light, my inner light.
reality. You dealing with fallacies, my brother, you dealing with Pharisees. Revealing your prophecy is nothing short of a tragedy. Frequencies when I'm staring at stars, I see the planets moving when I'm gazing at Mars. My closest friends, they talking down and they condemn on my bars. They say the subject matter is deep and the content is bizarre. Never sell out my soul for a world of cheap thrills. Hard to balance this color when at the same time balance bills. Leaving my body, wonder if time stands still. I'm dead to your world like an overdose from Xanax pills. How about my head and I vow to the God in heaven I found. No demons holding us down, no devil stopping us now. Feel like I'm gaining new ground, but I keep my head in the clouds. Simple truth, but at the same time so profound.
I sigh and look to the sky. Divination, releasing my inner light, my inner light. Unleashing my soul. Preservation.
You will be witness to what I have discovered. May you be the jury, but your verdict will be one of self-conviction. I know what I have witnessed. Now it is your turn. Prepare yourself for a journey into a world where each new step may give you a better understanding of your own reality.
Begin to extend beyond the extent of physical reaches. Characterize fragile lives held within the creases. Scenic journey to fall in love with the fire. Admire her aspects which cascade from these deep depths of space. Purifying solar panels in preparation to be placed in the midst of this fountain of light, shedding grace. Like I'd love to get lost in our first face-to-face encounter. Following her trail, tracking for the dawning. Traveling westward, all the while fulfilling the longing. Rising and falling, calling her back as she's floating, lowering behind the skyline, a pale transparent, changing shades. Save this breathless moment as the light is leaving the ocean, set fades at a loss for phrase. Panoramic portrait to see the sky lit up in this infectious orangish tint, intent on arranging for her curtain call, courting the other side of the earth in search of new life. Committed to the revolution, never left, lost sight in relation to our movement. Mobile focal points coined this blackness as a birthright to beacons of white, introduced into the line of sight. Life lived like her last breath spoke, wishes of leaving this union to live in the remote. Wish a shot for hope, soak sky in stars. I the apple fallen, lost in the center of its seed, reaching for the feeling of being raised, bleeding light peeking out.
The dewdrops in spring, from the showers of blessings in the morning. The whispers of the birds floating in the wind, flourish in the ocean melody, nourishing a soul in the bosom of gravity. We out in galaxy fidelity, giving life to our essence, recompense sense. As a mother guided her seed through the stages of adolescence, her radiant blooming vision, evaporate necessity, manifested before the eyes of humanity. Essential determination, translated through the plants on earth. Open path to secret heart, typology. Tear down tyrant, eliminate destruction, making room for pollination, introduced by reproduction, translating nature phenomenon, corresponding with photosynthesis, embedded by earth characteristic, fed by the sun, raised by the stars, fed by the sun, raised by the stars, raised by the stars.
Thoughts and emotions too complex, wondering what's next. Enslaved aliens on Mars, spaceship traffic jams in addition to cars, isolated bubble communities cause natural air will be too polluted to breathe. My mind begins to run, anger as hot as the sun. How do I explain all the generations of effects and consequences caused by colonization, and how the slavery continues through corporate globalization? Machines raping Mother Earth, businesses pimping her fruits that they have now infected with chemicals and pesticides. Corporations want to steal my tears and then sell them back to me, bombing babies, families, and communities in countless countries, all for the money. Money. You make me feel like a fiend cause I need you to buy things I need. Deep down though, I know you're just an illusion. My soul whispers to me the ultimate solutions. Honor your roots, grow your own food, use solar energy instead of depending on PG&E. Plant more trees cause they make air good to breathe. With each sunrise and sunset that occurs in Father's sky, I realize how I'm fed by the sun, raised by the stars, and guided by the moon. Now I just gotta break free from this polluted cocoon, cause self-discipline is hard to maintain. It's a never-ending journey, a lifetime road trip divided into days. Sometimes I'm lost in a concrete maze. Sometimes I indulge in moments of clarity that only seem to exist in my mind's reality. Struggling with living in this contradiction, sparking wildfires of ambition to deal with the restrictions. Still, I strive to stay sane, to learn from all the pain and transform it into strength. Fighting for the liberation of all my relations. I'm having faith in our collective potential to bring back those life essentials, which our ancestors died for, and now it's on us to provide for those next 7 generations. We are fed by the sun, raised by the stars, guided by the moon, and we're breaking out of our polluted cocoons. We're breaking out of our polluted cocoons.
About to travel meanwhile, through back at the ranch, everybody's chilling, you know, reality, having a good time, just being happy about living. Greetings. Beats by niggas eye. No need to lie. No need. Do you understand what this compilation is about? What it is we speaking, not being deceived, but understanding what's really happening in this rapping game. Spit lyrics like this, no one really knew what was happening, but now you tuned into the sound to drop serious. It wasn't a rap, we said it, you heard it, it was the word, but the beat was back, you can understand reality. Do you wanna come and follow me? Objection, full of depression, the love for my peers. Turn around, look at here. You tell me one thing when you really mean another. What's the meaning to all the added drama that's been laid on the line? Oh, you trying to take for mine? Now that's a thin line. Got the world looking at me through they magnifying glass. Test me mentally, or they test, they created, devastated as we play out some type of game. Keep on stepping in this maze, let my soul speak the words that your soul relates to. True indeed, there's a need for elevation. Put a cease to all that drama that's been added to keep our minds confused. Times is changing. And watch the aftershock, release the pressure, see. Now watch these brothers kill brothers heal. Oh, you do this so wet. Don't tell me these are the sign of the times. Go on, cry, baby, cry. Your tears are mine. I'ma pray for a better afterlife because I know this ain't the way it's supposed to be. Now the truth is out there. I'm constantly being told, and all the truth seekers I heard about had never made it to get old enough to say what it was that they saw. Yes, y'all, this is the world that we live in. Now isn't it a shame that a boy will be willing to lay down and taste life, to make life, lead that life lifeless, himself searching to find the next king. They'll put him on the winning team, or find a way to make ends. If you don't comprehend, then the cycle will continue and the menu will constantly change. Naive at times it's I, picturing a perfect world, discovering on these facts that it is I as in we who make this possible to happen. So in rapping I escape, like happening in this space that they call the brain. In doing this I call your name, and it's still a shame that we will never get together. The war will never get pulled over the sleeping walker's eyes. It makes me wanna cry. Every book I read has some sort of lie. I'm paranoid at times about the crime that runs through my mind. But what is crime? And what's the real crime? Here that we're facing. I'm walking down my path and I represent one nation under God. So you got to know.
tries to tempt my curious soul with lies to control. Savage my cabins to the decays with functions and modes. Projecting my thoughts to be on point like it was a cactus. Sure, with them in my spiritual rim, it does the more so it struck my cabin. And I felt astonished by being punished. With the infliction of a better side of life. Said I could accomplish anything I want. But there wasn't a 14K for my neck to hold. It was more like a standard of what I could reach before I got old. Never gray-headed, never being misled by the two-horn head. Conflict the collision of a third eye, blocking my vision. In the degree of my naked eye, I spot to the atmosphere. Description of a 007 reverend preacher with a microphone and gear. And after the sermon, I'm yearning for the brain cells to be burned. A controlled substance of hemp rolled up in the blunt again. Handle stability even with low doses. I quote this, punctuate the beginning, my focus. That's lyrical dopest, talent on battle. Plus intoxicated minds sporadic. Body laced with static, becoming the weak fanatic in my ad. Thoughts caught about. Confusion was the inclusion. I must have felt like I was in a law case, pleading guilty, losing the battle between me and the queen. She was a supreme, vivid choice of my dream. A black complexion, no more of king. Done, whether it be done on earth as in heaven. Feeling emotions like counting planets at 7. But the fortunate unit referred to as lucky couldn't touch me. Till the man dictated predestined to determine my forehead. Hennessy even broke into the depression. Righteous block is tempered with my profession. With a collection for a session. 3 strikes already connected like they gun movie. I'm feeling naked. Imagine yourself dreaming to drama and never wait. Still projecting my thoughts to be on point like cactus. Sure, within my spiritual rim, it doesn't form madness. Check it out. Everybody's blessed physically as well as mentally. The mental is utensil for the brain's emotional activity. Spiritually controlling me on the essence to rise. My brown eyes can seek over negative vibes to stay alive. The devil tries to tempt my curious soul with lies to control. Savage my cabins to the decays with fungus and mold. Projecting my thoughts to be on point like it was a cactus. Sure, within my spiritual rim, it doesn't. Yo, my designated area on the Saturday. Saturday saints, so passing our flights. That the dilemma empire, religious life. Ain't got the desire, time for clock, nobody want to be talking. Just doing peace, turned up my Walkman and kept walking. Till I entered the download, black on to the fatigue stuff. It's a white residence, so it represent my presidents getting spent. By helping the next man pay his rent, maintain a lie. Shorts decorated to print an airbrush, cover the homie. That's all. Spinning the track's ears, irritated for the wax. Strained it with straight to the limit. It's claiming MC Lieutenant with a splendid minute for the mic to let stay to the scent. Circle became open when it felt my image in it. End up a scrimmage for the gimmick game. Compared to the high stars, we got them trained. Without any confusion, that added contusion in my brain. Stepped out of the frame, shorty steps up, displays a name. It should have been illustrated for achievement in the Hall of Fame. Cause it was Harriet, but the way that she carried it was extravagant. Lacking in moderation, extremely becoming elaborate. But it wasn't a problem at first. I see for the rather not worse, but you know what happens when you're that timid dispersed. We used to nourish every root of the problem. Calculate the brain with mathematics, set them up and solve. But the pressure dissolved and compassion lost the battle. Seems like victory wasn't meant to be. Put it together with wisdom, you got a fracture unintentional. Mainly my prediction was, of course, a balanced resource that could have been more right. Now it's blessed the power with force. Everybody's blessed physically, well as mentally. The mental is utensil for the brain, emotional activity. Spiritually controlling me on the essence to rise. My brown eyes can seek over negative vibes to stay alive. The devil tries to tempt my curious soul with lies to control. Savage my cabins to the decays with fungus and yo. Protecting my thoughts to be on point like it was a cat. Maintaining shit when I'm in my spiritual rim, it doesn't form madness. Spiritually mad.
Wake up.
Since truth is gravity, the stained glass ceilings of your boundaries are my motive to conquer the limits it inflicts upon me. Awaking daydreams of reality, deja vu of a movie scene shot in space. A Queen Alien speech communicates to the extraterrestrial. In-depth mental ethics speaking about cultural existence. A curious vocal expressionist is the illusion you attempt to depict, so its lessons are lived. Only some questions are given answers, so I decide what happens to my mind in the next chapters. Living forever after the cremation of Patrick O'Brien Smith. On to its next residence of whatever houses my presence. Most likely the unexplainable. Untangible suggestions keep me unbalanced, tangled in the declining spiral of destruction. Tampering nature's functions, asking too many questions. Running out of breath, energy and ground to step. So with no regrets we overcame its fence and forever left. Since truth is gravity, the stained glass ceilings of your boundaries are my motive to conquer the limits it inflicts upon me.
Music is knitted, pearled, and crocheted to my tongue, and that's how deadly spirits are hung, with the lace of liquid saliva, dripping like aliens' acid, burning flesh, covering skin membrane, because I can't be contained, and skyscraper towers. In the 206 hour, brain of pain. Draining explicit circumstances, enhances the mind's dream state trances. And that's when the squatting revelations come to mind. And my thoughts intertwine, like I heard it through the grapevine. And I climb the monstrous beanstalk, serving the giant in proportion. He can't handle nor control, making his head full with distortion. Conquer the limits it inflicts upon me. Conquering limits. The early bird catches the worm, so I wake up at 3:33 and elevate with the freestyle. It's what we call bait. I spit spirals, it's sporadic, spastic, relevant revelations through arithmetic evolution. It's a creative institution inside of my capillary, repetitive, theatrical, and actors with grammatic class. Most rappers lack it. Sometimes I search with them words for wisdom and inhibition. I use my intuition to make decisions. This mental expedition, your way my prophecy is the resting position. I will not rest until I pass the test of my inner soul quest to become the best. Yo, in my mind, negative past left behind. My lifeline is very fine. There is now steps to that climb, and I must start on my journey. Just call ignorant individuals orders to improvise my intellect, cause they irrelevant arrogance only hurts me. Not physically, but mentally, for sticks and stones can't break my bones. This love zones for rap. I try to conceal the inner hatred for the art from the discerner to a mercenary industry by actors who can act. That shit is whack. Yo, that shit is whack. Says truth is gravity, the stained glass ceilings of reality. Y'all, my motive to conquer the limits it inflicts upon me. Yeah, conquering limits. Since truth is gravity, the stained glass ceilings of reality. Y'all, my motive to conquer the limits it inflicts upon me. Conquering limits. Truth is gravity.
Learn to balance, it's real tricky.
So I'm trying to find a balance, I'm trying to build a balance. I'm trying to find a balance, I'm trying to build a balance.
Was lost, but now found I'm going home. Back to my threshold of fine line sound, which is my soul's compound, only made for this majesty. Eternal native one, hang Ashe like tapestry, so I never come undone. Rise like a lotus in new sun, my essence is pure action. Cyrus being my home station, I seek preparation by reading constellation. No longer use false hope as foundation found. Revitalization in me, being patient, being stubborn, left my heart hard like a callus. But now my eternal got me shining like a aurora borealis. Chant with my chalice through my palace of prosperity. I search for my soul endlessly, now I know it's all within me. Eternal symmetry, it's all within me. Sacred like an eye in a shade tree. I finally touched upon purity, so I stand in victory. Only me, only me. Scheme my life, insanity of mine, I intertwine with the divine. Only way, step by step, breath by breath. Concentrated mind, only go through the full cycle of life and death. Perseverance gave me clearance to go beyond my worldly situation. This is what I'm facing. No longer living adjacent. Found grounding in my seventh sphere. Shine gold, smashing spear. Sixth sphere was my savior. Ocean helped me master behavior. Fifth sphere protected me from joining the world's casualties by granting me spiritual immunity. Okun fights back, psychic attacks by dark crafts. Fourth sphere links me with Ashe, unifying my wordplay. Give thanks on Thursday by bathing in aloe, so all gentle stop. Harmonious protection by my third sphere made all clear by placing order, so I can cross off roads and borders. Second sphere brought me to the realm of Arun, Nila, or Tehuti, to my descendants of a Kemetic tree. First sphere is my soul sacred Ori, on my sacred Ori, retaining my ancestors' history. No longer mystery, or till I helps my mind soar. Unified, we're all soar. You're but committed the same field of connection. I keep knowledge bonded by verbal blessings. When problems become too close, instead of becoming stagnant, I rely on diaphragmatic breathing, the most relieving sensation. My godlike exhalation surge life into the lungs of lost within my nation. Keep my spirit like the sun in midday. Let these MCs stay underground like moles. I'm overground, sitting on the tip of La Piedra de Sol. I planted this flag for me, familiar to show. We got those in control. No longer will I fear any enemies. I balance all opposing sides with symmetry. From boy to man to king or G.O.D. I anoint my Ori with flames of creation to distribute energy. Symmetry, it's all within me. Sacred like an eye in a shade tree. I finally touched upon purity, so I stand in victory. Only me, only me, only me. Eternal symmetry, it's all within me. Sacred like an eye in a shade tree. I finally touched upon my purity, so I stand in victory. Only me, only touched upon my so I stand in only me, only me. The basis of tapping into your own soul takes internal balance, struggle, all taking place in existence. Since all takes motion, all must push, all must exert force. For without force there's no motion, and all is peace. Hate tap, and all is peace. Ashe, and all is peace. Internal symmetry, internal symmetry. I finally touched upon my soul, my soul. Following my morning star, my only morning star, my only morning star. My love, help me on eternal symmetry. My love, help me to understand you and me. First to seventh chakra.
This is open source soul symmetry, designed to activate the flow within we. This is open source soul symmetry, aligned to magnify the flow of divinity. This is open source soul symmetry, designed to activate the flow within we. This is open source soul symmetry, aligned to magnify the flow of divinity.
One can make you angry, son, you do it to yourself. As these futile moves to delve into cells, hell's realms develop and help they embellish the eloquence with selfish elements, compelling us to trail the dust of our construction. Where everywhere I look, I see the Buddha, true and living. It's true I mix traditions, but truth is not specific to anything but you and how you choose to sense it. Duality transcendent, the fallacies are shifted, veils lifted, pinch you awake. Vipassana Tama Gautama to save all beings, introspection, insight, a life beyond the dream seems so far removed when we're stuck right in the center. Sunyata, Atma, it matters not a sliver. Amada, Kanji's lips are serving rusto, fat black, past that fat cap. Watch my back, the beast is lurking. Freehand burners on your consciousness. Salam to gods and goddesses, we bomb this shit. Life is but a breath, a second stretch in the grand scheme. We walk the middle path, the simple practice is flashing. Then the individual bridge to ritual chanting. Strip away the mental, we see emptiness dancing. Life is but a breath, a second stretch in the grand scheme. We walk the middle path, the simple practice is flashing. Within the individual bridge to ritual chanting. Strip away the mental, we see emptiness dancing.
Your life is unique, your life is your own. No one can tell you how to seek or tell you how to grow. I walk along a simple line of intellect and consciousness, and that's bliss. Not ignorance, trolling on the lands of planned derelicts, or the caste schemes that deem my means meaningless. Seeding less and profiting more, feeding less and conquering more. I'm here to settle the score and blast back those who peddle the lure of the fast track. I make fat tracks, but it's so much more than that. Flashback to 20 years back, I was just a young and homeless in a park, living with a backpack. Don't know what's better, being awake or asleep, but I could never go back to being fake with the sheep. I guess I'll just continue to stroll along my path, hoping that all that I ask will be answered by my last gasp. Grasping at the concepts of being an individual, still learning, always a student, remaining livid, Joe. Building with my brother Ben Soze of the spiritual, enjoy the imagery, speaking symbols like a sigil. Riddle me this, if conflict didn't exist, would we still need justice? Would life without money be stressless? I guess we'll never know the real sequence, but be blessed and enjoy the breaths that you have left.
Life is but a breath, a second stretch in the grand scheme. Walk the middle path, the simple practice is flashing. Then the individual bridge to ritual chanting. Strip away the mental, we see emptiness dancing. Your life is but a breath, a second stretch in the grand scheme. Walk the middle path, the simple practice is flashing. Then the individual bridge to ritual chanting. Strip away the mental, we see emptiness dancing.
Just take your time, universal truth is hard to find. Insight is yours, no one to follow. Ooh, reality so hard to swallow. Sun and Saturn and bliss gonna blow your mind.
In times of adversity, we learn to be self-reliant.
out of necessity, supplying, applying mathematical, tactical, neogenesis, metamorphosis. Like a horse grows wings to become a Pegasus, caterpillar to butterflies, a human being to a human becoming. Drop clues to the cunning, smooth and stunning, and hip-hop grooves of drumming. Adapt, adaptive, adaptability, adaption, shift, sequence, morph, move, attraction, self-organizing organisms and fractions. Imagine, magnetize attraction, visualize, follow by action. Realize what's happening, beware, be can't beware, far and near, yeah, it's clear, the timeline's collapsing. Switch adaption with a swift reaction, with a gift of passion and uplift through spiritual sense beyond empirical measure. Like lyrical treasure, ethereal endeavor, step into forever, and infinite waters, the well runs deep. You felt sun's heat, black coalesce, universal energy, portal entry from the galactic sea. Rappability, adaptability, a true MC, not a facsimile. Actual imagery, not fractal gimmicky, programming of the industry, factual soliloquy. I see him flossing in Austin, they tossing in costume in Boston. Take heed, move with caution, FDA approved toxin. Unfortunate we lost them, they boxed in, but we got the key and locked them. So set yourself free and live in liberty. Deliver me with grace and love eternally. Adapt, adaptive, adaptability, adaption, shift, sequence, morph, move, attraction, self-organizing organisms and fractions. Imagine, magnetize attraction, visualize, follow by action. Realize what's happening, beware, be can't beware, far in the air, yeah, it's clear, the timeline's collapsing. The timeline's collapsing.
Riverside, Jubilant in time, in journey within God's mind to find a revelation, awaken to the destination of my creation, hallucinating, seeing Satan and breaking apart my dying and crying for what I'm facing. It's hell now, Aryan, crucificarian, Luciferian science, the reason for my defiance, living death the same appliance, fuck the violence, I'm a rhyme kid, now for the descent into the absence from the day that I started embarking on philosophic, prophetic, hallucinogenic, ill methods of the search, cause the message of the heart's let it reverse of the church, cause when your homie's in the casket, you'll know what life's worth. So from Jew to Christian to Muslim to Baha'i, I was crucified, died, and resurrected as I, and through the rhyme I exist, a manic, solemn activist, lyricist, with the gift to stay out of your tricknology. I be an MC, a mystic, a creation, within lies and illusions, the truth is what I'm facing, and it's so hard to find peace, living in the United States of the beast. States of the beast.
Tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. Yeah. Now down in the ghetto where the bad boys walk, willies don't sleep and killers don't talk. Better watch your back where you at after dark, cause you can hear the gunshots walk after midnight, and it might be you in the midst of this madness. Thought you was the baddest, now your status is DOA. We don't play no games, man, tricks are for kids. We don't sell no drugs, cause thugs do bids, and jail is for suckers and brothers with no name. Steady trying to win and don't know nothing about the game. So many brothers don't know the way to go, caught up in the mix and gone with the flow. Got to keep your third eye open and stay awake. I take a look around and I'm surrounded by snakes, and jakes wanna take away my freedom, but I'm gonna be the first one to see them coming, so I'm forever running. No doubt. You know, and no one can erase this reality. It's all real, it's all real. Take a ride in the sky. Come on, but don't let the world pass you by. You know, and no matter how hard you try, we will still survive. Word up. tiptoe back around the way. Try to stay alive and hustle every day. Watch where you stepping when you doing what you gotta. Cause there's a lot of backstabbing happening in the 9-7. You on the outside trying to get inside. People on the inside don't wanna let you in. Places and spaces I've been put me in this to win. Plus I got some unfinished business. Everybody wanna be somebody large. What would you do to be the head man in charge? Play the pimp role, get the gold now jet. When I may stay broke cause I ain't sold out yet. But ain't nothing changed but the range and the depth. Ain't nothing left to do but stay true to death. And God bless the man that can stand on his own. Born alone, die alone, it's a known fact. If you black, it don't matter if you white. Every man got a right to decide where he going. For no one knows the hour or the time. When the end comes like the thief in the night. And light turns to darkness. No doubt. You know. And no one can erase this reality. It's so real, so real. Take a ride in the sky. Come on, come on. Don't let the world pass you by. No doubt. And no matter how hard they try, we can still survive. Every man has a place. Word up. In his heart there's a space. You know what I'm saying? And no one can erase this reality. Coming at you. So take a ride in the sky, but don't let the world pass you by. And no matter how hard you try, we will still survive.
It's hip-hop, rap music, it's real. It's musical, cultural expression based on reality. And at the same time, jazz is real and based on reality. So I want to let you know.
When he, the highest self, is in union with the body, the senses, and the mind.
Finding my purpose in this land, standing as a man, sealed by the ruthless hands of always wanting more. I'm standing at the door, wondering if I'll make it, or will I have to take it? I mean, this urge, it's like I just can't shake it. Anger and frustration, just a portion of what I'm facing. Trying to make my way on a pedestal, am I acting just a fool for what I think will bring me happiness? It's lonely in the abyss, swimming within sorrow, hoping for a better tomorrow, but then it all crashes down. I see my face with a frown more often than not. The morality walks away in a demonic type of way. I set it straight, away from the problems of everyday living. It's a given this time will come, that I would have to face my reflection. A complexion of purity will be gladly accepted. When my demons resurrected, I'm on the prowl once again, burdened by the downfalls of man.
These are the downfalls of men, blocking my entrance into the gates of heaven.
Why should I have to live in the past? This world moves so fast, and you're at your doom. I'm driven by the urge and constant need to consume. Damn. These are the downfalls of men, blocking my entrance into the gates of heaven.
I see everything in green, turning my heart mean. I cannot trust, jealousy making my mind bust. These are the downfalls of men, blocking my entrance into the gates of heaven. Gates of heaven. Gates of heaven. Gates of heaven.
365 days spent trying not to be diverse, immersed in the work of suppressing those thoughts that lurk. This truth shouldn't hurt, but these habits are never reversed. Are we stuck on living till we're dead, or have we been dying since birth? 365 days trying not to be diverse, immersed in the work of suppressing these thoughts that lurk. This truth shouldn't hurt, but these habits are never reversed. Are we stuck on living till we're dead, or have we been dying since birth? On repetitive habits we hobble from where we inhabit, avoiding what they prohibit. Is it added additives, acting like sedatives in this state? In cages we sway, seduction fills our mind with desires we urge to stay, avoid change, manipulate to get more than we actually bargained for, gaining merit by paper prints, killing an environment cause of ignorant disgust of using trees instead of a papyrus. Thus we just suffer the bluffs and live like a bump embedded on the wall, differing from none. A whimpering is made sometimes, but most find it too stressful and rather live the one life with rights of justice, just as rhymes seem justified by judgments made when intoxicated by a substance. Suddenly the world to me feels unknown, a tone I can't tune to my rhythm, feeling consumed by what I breathe. I can't leave, or relieved to free my speech from deceit. Conceited individuals leave the retreat, conversing in the clique. They oblique. The universe is vastly infinite and contains contrast with diverse life forms, and most can't even be original on Earth. Soon becoming corpses with memories simply dispersed. 365 days spent trying not to be diverse, immersed in the work of suppressing those thoughts that lurk. This truth shouldn't hurt, but these habits are never reversed. Are we stuck on living till we're dead, or have we been dying since birth? 365 days trying not to be diverse, immersed in the work of suppressing those thoughts that lurk. This truth shouldn't hurt, but these habits are never reversed. Are we stuck on living till we're dead, or have we been dying since birth? Stuck on each minuscule minute, afraid to lose time, cause the death approaches with each tick. Each crystal of white sand that slips through each crack that splits, each bump that's chipped from weathering. Whether it's immediate or slowly happening, we never think of how to fix, how to solve, resolve, or even involve ourselves in yielding of suffering one by one. Other things piled, disintegrating minds, an invisible bile, but filed away while we distance ourselves with miles of separation. So we stay safely from ending, not letting anything endanger us. But what's light without the opposite? Light without eclipse, safety without risk, paths without an infinite fate. We bask in this debate, but still wait for each generation to take a turn while we learn with minds blurred by what we see, having to separate what's corrupt and what to believe, what to achieve. If we really want families to be conceived into a world that deceives, I'm constantly confused by the identity, stuck on the minds that are stuck on how to proceed, stuck on the simplicity of similarity, wondering if we could be permanently stuck in these adhesive societies. 365 days spent trying not to be diverse, immersed in the work of suppressing those thoughts that lurk. This truth shouldn't hurt, but these habits are never reversed. Are we stuck on living till we're dead, or have we been dying since birth? 365 days spent trying not to be diverse, immersed in the work of suppressing those thoughts that lurk. This truth shouldn't hurt, but these habits are never reversed. Are we stuck on living till we're dead, or have we been dying since birth? 365 days spent trying not to be diverse, immersed in the work of suppressing those thoughts that lurk. This truth shouldn't hurt, but these habits are never reversed. Are we stuck on living till we're dead, or have we been dying since birth?
Biz, you gotta have balance to press on, to bring the spirit into this sound. You gotta have balance to press on. Yo, you're living on stolen land. You gotta have balance.
Yo, we rock shows with lyrical flows, yet no dough we touch. Transmit for sure, through this sure I clutch. Hustle a little bit sure, through rhythmic speak. Freak vocals over broke beats while presidents impeach. Test we, test y'all fate and y'all fate be deaf. No breath control, no soul, most fools just can't rock but flock to a trend or a style that we send. You know who you is and you know you comprehend this message I'm relaying in its lyrical form. Vocal ability enables me to transcend the norm. So in the eye of the storm, stand firm and transmit. Source of labor, don't quit. Jaciri, don't stop. Let I tell you a little something about this thing, hip hop. See, hip hop is rebel music in its form. Manifest true word, true sound power in the voice of the youth. Babylon soon fall, so you can't blame the youth. Rock on, rock on.
You gotta have balance to press on. Making music up in this biz. You gotta have balance to press on, to bring the spirit into this sound. You gotta have balance to press on. Yo, we're living on stolen land. You gotta have balance to press on, press on.
Yeah.
Ease on into the cut. Ha! Before my time is up, before your time is up. That's from the south side, Chi-town, a chocolate. Boy wonder as we bless the set with dignity and grace without a touch of fear. Kick back the doubt, turn the jam out, clear out all the clutter. I died, it's non-dairy, so now I call with butter. But since you are what you eat, might as well call me complete. I use my soul to speak, not compete. That's the rule when the jungle is concrete. With a voice so sweet that was given to me by the one and only Most High. Most all have a gift, it's hard to uplift. I had to do it, at least try to stretch my mind past fly. It's beyond do or die, so we collectively gather to bring solution to this worldwide illusion. Some die in peace while others live in confusion. They separate the soul with source of labor, bring confusion. Here's your introduction, there is no conclusion. Here's your introduction, there is no conclusion. So press on, press on. Walking on shaky ground. press on. Making music up in this biz, you got to have balance to press on. To bring the spirit into this sound, you got to have balance to press on. Yo, we're living on stolen land, you got to have balance to press on. Walking on shaky ground, you got to have balance to press on. Making music up in this biz, you got to have balance to press on. To bring the spirit into this sound, you got to have balance to press on. Yo, we're living on stolen land, you got to have balance to press on. Bounce to this, yeah, bounce to this. You got rhythm and soul, so bounce to this, bounce to this, bounce to this. You got rhythm and soul, so bounce, bounce. Shaky ground, you gotta have balance to press on. Make music up in this biz, you gotta have balance to press on. To bring the spirit into this sound, you got to have balance to press on. Yo, you living on stolen land, you gotta have balance to press on. Raise the moon.
In the world, your life, reality. Reality.
Race the moon.
Your life, yeah. Lost in the world of lost desire.
Know it. Only you can make this change. Only you can make it. I feel like you're slipping, but I know it is strong. Slipping away. Slipping. I feel like you're slipping. Slipping. I'm a persevere making music and awaken all the sleepers. Be the speaker when they weaker, I come freaker. I've done duties, never made the movies. Usually no airplay, driving down the fairway, pushed into the sand trap. That's not how a man acts. Tell him scared, stand back. I'm on the uprise. What lies can you tell me? What prize can you sell me? What ways can you fail me? How many times in one day? How many lines of gunplay? None say. So many spit shit. I come exquisite. Begin to visit new dimensions. Who dimension? Only me, I'm lonely. Won't you pay me some attention?
Balance is the key factor in all of this. Balance is the key factor in all of this.
Traveling through the terrains of tyranny and anarchy while times are darkening into a distant abyss. All the scriptures causing the world to shift and change direction, because it seems that though people lost control of their vessel's navigation, it takes focus and determination to reach your destination. That's why I exercise mental respiration, escaping abomination by means of deep spiritual concentration, running away from my flesh and incarceration, flailing freely, absorbing energy, causing a cleansing and a better connection with an eternal reflection and self-exception, changing people's perception because they finally tuned in and fixed the reception. The price you have to pay to live is attention to the commission, considering the massacring and murdering. All my life I've been walking on hot coals that I've never felt the burning, obscuring obscurities and elemental alignment like a syzygy, which means a perfect positioning for the second coming. My ancestors' vocals are drumming while crumbling, greetings, excreting consciousness, cautiously communicating, relaying information through messages and songs. It's funny how man gets so lost within his own designs. It's funny how man gets so lost within his own designs. Always confined. with no tongue and one hand stand in the middle of a mixture of impure insanity, instantly intrude with plain investigation, invasion of privacy, privately eye, prying to private lives, living naive what no one can see. And to get these satellites in the sky, synthetic daylight in my mother's thighs. Inflation is on the rise, family trees see their ties break and separate. Segregate yourself and I hate me, make remember the friends that were lost to the cost of egotistical unintended attention that causes tension. A peasant with a birthright won't go out without a fight. Fight begins in the night as bloodshed continue to be bled into the daylight. These slave built under below, still bestow the shadow of the prince of darkness. Sit in the darkest crevice, just waiting to attack. But since time is attached to the TV situation, I've now found two old enemies. The moment I had in hesitation won't be breaking me down when foundation is still needed. Compounds fractured and bleeding within this heart of the non-existing factor. Found in the factory were images of you and me until we broke free. That's me and you wishing hopefully nothing to be spoken about jokefully. Soaking these 7 deadly daily rituals. Situation is critical when the mass is destined to be ashes. Through black magic, scientific mixed with the biblical sense. Tense is the reaction of the reanimated, extremely exaggerated, insignificant, important as the infinite when involving your eternal spirit and its days after judgment. Is it really what it was? Really what it was?
You was one of the standard people, equal to the many alike. Nighttime only shows the difference to the persistence that we carry throughout this life. We are not standard, but this regards to the people who are, the ones who live in their own shadow and don't have any affection towards the people in the stars. Far from norm, my people were sworn to living life beyond this realm, roaming back and forth between this hell and our heaven, but we never leave our bodies, therefore we shine. Above your material entrapments, we will never fall a victim, but it happens where we lose some warriors to our brainwashing, slashing their membranes to correspond with your way, slashing their membranes to correspond with your way, correspond. Your lies for your whole existence will soon die. Why? Because you're worthless, a piece of trash, polluting our earth, this masterpiece. All you do is want and need, infecting others with your greed. Take heed and recognize what you're doing to yourself and this planet. Open your eyes and realize that we will all soon die. Open your eyes and realize that we will all soon die.
Have to be balanced between good mental and spiritual work and proper physical work.
And something that I've been trying to share. But what I also discovered was this emotional input to reality that we create. You think about that, you create reality by your emotion and your intention. Okay, but it's a collective thing. If there's only one of us here, then it's a collective projection, isn't it? People say, you know this, you know that you can create your own reality. Why don't you change it? Well, it's because it's a collective. It's a collective projection. I can only change my bit of it and hope to ripple it out and help other people realise the truth about themselves, and then we can change things. You know. But what I found was that you can change things in your life emotionally by the input you put in. There's a conversation going on all the time between you and reality, which is an electrical conversation. It's happening all the time via the energy that is in your heart. You think of your body as a biological computer, your heart is the power source, your brain is a quantum instrument that turns possibility into actuality.
You have to start where you're at and work in a progressive way to be better than you were the day before. That's what balance is.
Spirit, mind is mystical. Reality as vivid as my life seemed to be.
Believe it or not, talent creates the balance. Balancing beams of light, race a challenge. Enlighten we the hilltop, spill stops, but it just spin this 12-inch till 1200.
Do you fear the truth? Do you fear the truth?
Spirit in the body, mind, spirit, spirit, spirit.
There is a fundamental reality which is not perceptual, that is more fundamental, that is the origin of space-time, energy, information, matter, that differentiates into everything that we call reality. And we are a part of it.
This is for all the MCs that didn't believe in the progression of blacks and Asians. It's got a wage to a dream, you know.
If you believe it, that's a part of it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe take these words as a little inspiration. If you believe it, that's a part of it. Part of it, what I'm saying. Maybe take these words as a little inspiration. If you believe it, that's a part of it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe take these words as a little inspiration. If you believe it, that's a part of it. Part of it, what I'm saying. Maybe take these words as a little inspiration.
The time is of the day, so how you spend it, that's your biz. I ain't worried. Hurry's with you hollering, but I'm a scholar in this realm of nonchalantness, like cool.
And my niggas ride, we divide by two.
Cause when you get down to the congruency of spiritual essence, it's only common at the stage of adolescence. That's why you gotta grow, cause when you're blind, world's a kind of that's a bitch that the majority can profit off stupidity's bliss. But it's happening, that's why I'm traveling, remaining mellow. Soul searching like my girl Michelle and Daggy Shallow. And this ain't got nothing to do with blunts and spliffs, cause I wouldn't gamble when homies used to play tongue with grips. I'm saying, your talent's only as good as God blessed it. But if poetry was pussy, I'd have to get my skills tested by MDs, cause MCs will take lyrical contributions to this rap industry as legalized prostitution. And who in they right mind would write blind, knowing that the only way to make it is to keep your eyes open. My style is immortal, hence I hack it, as opposed to being trendy as a Fendi with an 8-ball jacket. So save all your antiques and trash full of mont when I change fonts like Appleworks, gambling for perks. And if the truth hurts, then call me a killer with a fatality of kinetic, poetic reality. If you believe it, that's a part of it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe take these words as a little inspiration. That's a part of it. Part of it, I'm saying. Maybe take these words as a little inspiration. That's a part of it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe take these words as a little inspiration. That's a part of it. Part of it, I'm saying. Maybe take these words as a little inspiration. 365 ways that time plays games with the concept that rhyme pays and crime don't. Won't or never, so should you provoke terror, I'm that tall dose for all most rappers, you all in error. Considering me in the same 20-mile radius when competition's categorized as miscellaneous, but maybe it's the area you dwell, tapes you bought, or rappers that sell crap and label it art. Taught and tipsy, I rip the microphone with hypertone reflections of due time when I recite the poem. My concept is balance, so I move digital in the physical, beyond the technology of machinery, the scenery of subliminal bliss, if you will. It's melodies, snares, hats, drum kicks, and skill. The outcast fast and outlast and gas and pumping accelerators, moving in these elevators like me and you, your mama and your cousin in Detroit playing the dirty dozens without getting upset and tripping and flipping, cause another one is sweeter or a whack one is trying. I got no time for fake ones to make buns off my purchase. No one is worthless, earthless, ruthless, useless, fictitious, sick, vicious, and twisted indeed, selling out for butter biscuits and weed. That's a part of it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe take these words as a little inspiration. That's a part of it. Part of it, I'm saying. Maybe take these words as a little inspiration. And deny the inevitable truth. I guess we'll execute some cute.
To y'all, we merely exist. I exist as a mere image in your eyes. Look past the lies, deception has a disguise. Is the truth revealed? Deal day by day.
On the way along a road to reality's display.
I exist as a mere image in your eyes. Look past the lies.
Look past the lie, deception has a disguise.
Deception has a disguise.
Is the truth revealed? Deal day by day on the way along a road to reality's display.
Exist as a mere image in your eyes.
Look past the lies. Look past the lies.
Look past the lies.
Deception has a disguise. In a form of mere existence.
Well, the reality of the matter is that if you see that the material world is an illusion, you can enjoy it a great deal better than if you think it isn't. A true materialist, therefore, is one who knows that material is an illusion. Then he's not afraid of it.
So what do we do? How do we create contact between the inside and the outside?
My perspective revolves around a collective of massive men and feminines with unlimited potential. Uninhibited mind state makes us esotex, connected through one common thread known as divinity. A gang of heaven sent massive progressives with intent to take it one step beyond where most take it. The mold break it, the structure, reshape it, lively up the channel, dismantle and reprogram abstract concepts with an underlying medium. Go to sleep pondering, waking up concluding, learning from all to acquire what it takes to attain success. From Bill Gates to Lord Finesse, on a planet Jupiter, Portuguese love, Tina Marie. Look in my eyes, feel fire, desire within me. Myself and I, self-lord and master wealth of mind, health the body, stealth the soul, and never fold. Hold it down for the hometown. Oakland, representative 2,858. Black Fletch, underestimated, quiet is kept. But never forget Ambassador Boo Cool. Step into the highest frequency known to man. Audio era pause, cleansing minds with endorphins. Conscious optimism, drug for the new meal. Live long, prospering through autonomy for real.
Here we are, there we were. Pressure we under. A hot stir will occur. When it does, don't budge. Be strong. A millennium's theme song. Live long and prosper. Live long as an oak and smoke and exercise. Get all the love you need and sex before you die. Set aside time to unwind. A mental massage for the mind. Bye bye to 99. Hello to double K. What was all the fuss about? We couldn't stop it anyway. Try to help your family today. We've always been able to adjust. Capable of trust when they be fooling us. With the third eye, pots get stirred and might boil. And it does get hot, still alive, remain loyal. Provided that we forever live on and prosper. Together we're strong, divided we're weak, and they got you. And when they stake out, they watch it. And when they break in, no knocking. Rolling over time, dropping all the same. What you call a dirty game. You mellow out until you hear the kettle scream. It ain't your dream. Pressure cook a pot, better know when to stop. Many people found an escape through hip-hop. If I'd have known, then would I? No, now I wouldn't have blown so much dough. I'd have spent it slow. Though I've enjoyed man from a boy, avoiding the traps and staying self-employed. Here we are, there we were. Pressure we under. A pot stir will occur. When it does, don't budge. Be strong. A millennium's theme song. Live long and prosper. Live long and prosper. Live long and prosper. Here we are, there we were. Pressure we under. A pot stir will occur. When it does, don't budge. Be strong. A millennium's theme song. Live long and prosper. Live long and prosper. Live long and prosper. Live long and prosper. Live long and prosper.
That have to do with you breaking down the conditioning that has kept you from seeing the greater reality that we live in.
You know, God, I just been, you know what I'm saying? Doing my regular thing, man. So I'm gonna get back up with you, though, baby. You know what I'm saying? You know you my nigga, kid. I'ma always come through for you, baby.
Like I was saying, this shit is real, man.
All the time.
Yo, man, that's
shit over here.
Yo, peace, Ray, peace, God. What's up, baby? God damn, look at you, man. Damn, God, I know this shit out you, man. Man, I don't watch you, man, since you was a little crumb snatch, a little weed hop, a little nigga running around there, man. Look at you, baby, you look good. You understand? I watch you go through a lot of trials and tribulations, man. But you know something? Like I used to always tell you, baby, if good lessons, good learn. I see you listen very well. You understand? Your time is coming, baby. And see, sometimes It could be like a real Jew. You know what I'm saying? And people don't know when the blessing comes. But I watch you grow, baby, man. He's a very intelligent man. Man, I watch you when I just sit down and you to trick me out my money shooting dice, niggas. You crazy? Yo, baby, you remember that shit, man? When we be down there in the hills and shit, man. And you catch me, oh, here come old man free. Yeah, I'm gonna get him, little slick ass. Talk to me, man. You know what I'm saying? I remember all them things, but I'm watching you growing. But remember one thing, Ray, like I used to tell you, the child you was making you the man you is today. And if you don't know where you came from, baby, you damn sure know you don't know where you're going. You see what I'm saying? Know which way you travel. You know what I'm saying? And follow that destiny and follow the light. And it'll set you free. Cause I watch you, baby.
Like the incense to get intense about the event, sentence after sentence to the chapters immense and capture the listener's interest. With this creation, it'll take a little erasing, lots of meditation and concentration. Above me, the moving constellations. I move my lips like I'm conversating. Ideas are combinating from 5 spears of a conscious oasis. Amazing, wait till the rhyme begin aging. I'm like all nations in the body of one man caged in, shooting rhymes for where planets are incubating. The ink starts to spray and bones are decaying, the throne is awaiting. I zone on these phrases. I can hear the angels. I write scrolls, took the clothes off my future. Perform a lyrical Kama Sutra within my medulla. Extracted a negative like a juicer. Attracted to her net as I seduced her. Now I'm standing naked in my thoughts, exposing the body of my memories. My mind genitals connected with space minerals and release relativity. From male to female, changing chemistry. Inside that invisibility gave me the ability to be visually, lyrically. When I squeezed the pen, it released estrogen. It gave me black swan bumps beneath my skin. Perform lyrical lobotomy. See the Odyssey with the proper MC. As the sun set over Tibet, the monks pour me more tea as I write near the stream. This is more than just poetry. With the pen, I'm quite extreme. Just a project kid. But when I write, it gives me the insight of kings. My mind goes way back into the cradle of knowledge. Angel Gabriel standing before this toddler. The bib of high science. I built a castle out of rhyming. I'm the capsule and the vitamin. In the womb of space, in the nursery of thought. In my room, I would create, rehearsing my verses, I would talk. My Similac was the pen and rap. My 3 eyes was the lens, it begins to snap. The longer the poems, the stronger my bones. I'm on the desk as the writer. In my mental, I would wet my diapers. Drinking from the bottle of Apollo, writing the gnostics between 2 cosmic tigers. I'm the messiah, the solar facts and the actual facts of rap. I'm 120 degrees, an abundance of obsidian seas, and I'll punish plenty of seas who try to run with my steed. My tongue is a gun and a squeeze. I will burn sages, turn the pages, and I've heard these phrases. I can hear the angels, angels. So what's in the psychic world of war to read? With the mic I see ISIS, and my rhymes open up portals for mortals to see the immortals. Gods, kings, all calling for me. Talking, giving me ideas from heavy mental to the portrait on the offering CD. Orphanly, negative thoughts cause distortion, so I take caution when I lead. So look both ways before crossing my mind. Watch for signs, stay along each of my lines. Place my rhyme envelopes or quotes in the inside pocket of the jacket of history. Over the long t-shirt of infinity, which hides the heart of the city. I use both palms to shake the hands on the clock. Time stops, I make honey come from the rock. I took my rhyme, buried it deep into the sands of time. Let the salt water nourish it. It won't grow into a plant, but something you can climb. First it starts from a pebble to a hill to a mountain, which will pour sweet waters down from its fountain. I'm the biology of belief. Hip-hop is full of stars. I can read astrologies of the streets, psychology of the priests, deep as the philosophy of the Greeks, the prophecies from the east. My mind holds the forbidden science when I'm writing. Can I get a witness when I'm rhyming? Can I hear amen? Been doing this before cavemen, been doing this before the ancients of language. Look at somebody and say God is not dead. Just nod your head, listen to the bars that I said. Words from the matrix, my eyes are the spaceships, my mouth is the oasis. I zone on these phrases. I can hear the angels. But hold up, see why I look in the sky. Inside of my soul hold the souls of all 12 tribes, and each of them channeling prayers to the Most High, simultaneously and at different times. My right palms hold the strokes of 1 million scribes, disguised as all 26 7 bones inside. After my poem design, then I zoned off the rhyme. In the black mist, I exist. I spit and the sun was born. Using positive and negative, protons and electrons. Rhymes with nuclear explosions. The atoms composing the weak and strong. And 1 billionth per second, the galaxies was formed. Meteor showers, comets blast, loud and quiet storms. And my magnificent mind, the problem was solved. So let's get creative. The rhyme is the data. And I've heard these phrases about centuries. Look up into the heavens. We see there's a veritable multitude of stars thrown across the empty spaces. Whence the whole infinity of things might come down on us. How shall we not stand astonished and abashed at seeing the immensity of heaven? And what greater still, that of sovereign Lord who made it. P-W-O. Hakama, W-R. Kita. Hip-hop is not dead. Benai. Malcolm. Lyricism is not dead. From the psychic mind. Hip-hop is not dead. It is not dead. It is not
dead. Daily I'm a route to normalcy, preoccupied within occurrences analyzed beforehand in relation to the present. It's evident I'm on some sort of adrenaline these days. I don't smile too often, capturing society uninhibited. But who am I? Just the unknowing anecdote affiliated with folks hardly even known that I'm driven by multifaceted freedom, inspired by genres of self-expression. That's my impression. Seemingly sublime. People see me online, I'm just looking for answers to assist in my daily practice. Sitting behind a culture of counterclockwise fashion, flashing hints of coincidental experiments in hopes to escape the slavery ignorance has paved. We've all been sleeping for days, digging up soil in unearthly ways, and this light spindles my memory. I figure my identity collapses a part of a bigger symmetry. Questions to myself, I've been writing a letter to propel my consciousness from the state of regrettable anguish. Causes frustration, excuses, abusing my time, inescapable arraignment. Brief conversations in amplified atmosphere. I fear the most, lacking excuses to tackle with uncertainty. Fate deals hands of depression like clockwork. Wise high school told lies similar to hands extended in false pretense. I'ma be weary of faulty association most days. I'm keeping myself calm, collected by experience, simplifying the song. Silence has composed temperamental leverage, and many suggestions have got me so inefficient. It's a free world, but my funds burn holes in the balance. Sifting through security and soul, meandering amidst people just bantering. In distraction, the misfortunate distress, I'm unconcerned with police unattended and preconceived jargon, animosity rejected. Keep my distance from the likely holders of hostility, cause throwing down ain't too appealing to me. I mean, really, am I just another washed up insignificant soliloquy? Questions to myself, I've been writing a letter to propel my consciousness from the state of regrettable anguish. Causes frustration, excuses, abusing my time, inescapable arraignment. Questions to myself, I've been writing a letter to propel my consciousness from the state of regrettable anguish. Causes frustration, excuses, abusing my time, inescapable arraignment. Questions are the answers. Interaction, a dancer of free spirited sanction. Intimacy plays the back end of my memory, wanting a better view, but blackouts happen randomly. Self-handed blemishes, courtesy of normality. Waking up every day with this chaos surrounding me.
as we enter the brink of reality. Curiosity makes it fast, but not me living in a land of reality.
I'm at the tilt making songs that reflect reality.
Come on and face reality.
For these last days, cause it seems most of the nation snoring, sleeping on reality and all lives forsaken more, lost in this thing that we call life.
I truly feel that they're real. Reality.
My eyes open up to see truth in the reality.
I like my information factual, of course, to be aware of reality around me, and I obey the golden rule. Display lyrics to wake up spirits, bring night to day.
Every person know it coming to dance with teach reality and reality.
Open your eyes to the new reality.
Manipulate reality with action and meditate to keep my state focused towards a balanced, positive energy activate.
I'm not trying to say my style is better than yours, I'm just on some other shit. I'm all about the beats and the lyrics, so when you hear it, you can feel it. The vibe is energized by the presence of my spirit.
Matter versus spirit. Through meditation, I program my heart to beat break beats and hum bass lines and exhalation. Have you ever never wanted to do something but did it anyway and then did it again, knowing the consequences in the end because of the way it's spun into play the first time and what that resulted in? Catapulted into reality by an action of stupidity, or perhaps by an action that was a mere demonstration of your lividity, which in reality is the only thing limiting your living fantasy. And it's so much better to live in your dreams, right? Driven limping across a balanced beam of decisions where winds of logic and rationalization are given to increase the decline of your walk on one-line precision. And when that one silent intermission takes place, you hate the face of the mirror as you lean towards the negative mean on the other side of the balanced beam. Plunging deeper than a plumber into the depths of white darkness. What a swift number you pulled. Are you dumb or what, you wonder? Drifting in and out of troubled slumber every time you lay down, while your stomach twists and turns like a tumbler beneath a troubled heart that mopes around wearing a frown. I've been around long enough to know right from wrong, and as my life goes on, I write those songs to be sung over and over. Pushed from my soul by my diaphragm through my esophagus and voice box and out past my molars. I pout as my attitude goes polar. Have you ever never wanted to make that move again? If it was good for her, good for him, good for their very good friends, ask yourself, was it really good for you? Was it really good for you? Was it really good for you? I should really do you a favor and relay this message of advice from your savior and your neighbor. Don't play your song again. The sin in which you bathe is also the shovel that you save and heave to dig yourself deeper into the hole that will soon become your grave. As your light slowly fades, you will wish you had behaved as you lay on that day deep in the plot that you made. You will wish you had behaved. Have you ever never wanted to do something? So you drop your stealth mode, stop yourself, told yourself to do the right thing, and it felt so fulfilling? Have you?
Please wait until the tape has come to a complete halt before embarking on your journey back into reality, or repeating your voyage into the realm of utopia.